Hi guys, welcome to this live show. If you can just see and hear me, just type of one in the chat. Whether you are logged in from YouTube or from TikTok. Okay, hi, good morning. I think some of you have joined us. Welcome to this live show called Ask Me Any Stocks, right? So, what is this show about? Well, essentially, as the name goes, right? Ask Me Any Stocks. I'll be just going through some of the top Singapore stocks that you guys are asking about. So, we're live kind of like on TikTok and on YouTube as well, all right? So, I think some of you are joining us from YouTube. Thank you so much. I think Athena, Dave, Peter, hi, good morning, hi. Victor, good to see you here as well on TikTok. So let's get started right now. So very simple, guys. In order to get started, what is this about? Well, essentially, I'll just go through some of the Singapore stocks one by one. All right. So we'll not do a poll and all that stuff. Basically, top Singapore stocks one by one. All right. So we'll not do a poll and all that stuff. Basically, I'll just cover one after another. The stocks that a lot of you are asking about. That's where I will try my best to cover as much as possible. All right. And at the end of this whole entire live show, we try to go on for like maybe an hour or so, an hour and a half. And at the end of it, that's where I will share with you guys just one or two maybe Singapore stocks that I like that you perhaps could put them in your watch list as well. All right, so welcome. I think we have like more than 100 of you joining us on TikTok. Good morning, hi Edward. Do me a favor, guys. Would it be okay if you help me to just tap on the like button? All right, just tap on the like button right over here. That is where we see a lot of hearts. Definitely will help out to reach more people. And click on the share button as well. Click on the share button. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. Hi Jerry. Hi. Let's see who is here. Right. Good morning. Bunchin, thank you. And if you want to not miss out on this live show whereby we go live, right, what you can do, guys, is to make sure you follow me on TikTok. So right at the top, right at the top, there would be a button, right, just to click on follow. So when we go live in the future, all right, that's where you will be alerted as well. Okay, thank you so much for giving me some gift, Victor. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Good morning, Christina. So I can see your chat messages, guys. Some of you are slowly joining in. Thank you so much. Hi Viv, good to see you as well. SU Joint, Trendline Trading, Labubu. We're looking at a bit of trend line as well. We're looking at trend trading, all right, based on my one good trend strategy. Later I'll share more with you guys. Let me see who's here. Hi, moving average. Yeah, we use a bit of moving average as well. Hi, Jared, SIA shares. I think some of you are typing your shares already. All right, okay, very good. Hi, Jim on YouTube. Good to see you here as well. All right, so let's get started right now. All right, and how many of you want me to cover maybe like the Singapore market, like the STI for a start before we look at the Singapore stocks? Just type a S in the chat, right? Type a S in the chat if you want me to cover what we call the STI Singapore STI, right? Straits Times Index. So if you're on YouTube or maybe even if you're on TikTok, right, what happens is that I'm not too sure if you can because it's like vertical mode on TikTok, but if you can shift your screen horizontal mode, would it be like bigger or something? Okay, maybe not. Maybe on YouTube you can do that, all right, but on TikTok it's like vertical, all right, but not to worry, I'll try to do the analysis more on the chart on the right. All right, okay, so let's go ahead to cover what we call the STI right now, since a lot of you are talking about SSS, Jerry, all right, Aloysius Quack, Hong Kong Land. Okay, very good. Let's talk about the STI right now. All right, so very simple. STI, Singapore's Straits Times Index. So this is the STI, very quickly, Straits Times Index. So it looks pretty bullish. In fact, since like April and June, we have already seen some bullishness coming back. Why? I talked about it in my previous YouTube video as well. So you can see that we actually broke some of the very key resistance level right over here, around the 3,500. You can see right over here, right? It was a bit of a resistance all the way to 2022. We're below it. You can see right over here. And finally, right, we have broken this 3,500 level somewhere in September. So you can see somewhere over here, we touched in July and we sold back down. And for the past 2-3 years, we've been below 3,005. So the fact that we went above 3,005 in September, that would be a very good sign that the market is turned a little bit more bullish. And we are pretty much on our way to even further upside, as long as these 3,500 for the STI with the hold. So let me just turn this red resistance line to a green support level. You can see that this support level also coincides with what we call the 100 days moving average. So I mentioned, right, since like May, June, the uptrend in the longer term has started to form, right? Because we have seen the 100 days moving average line crossing up above the 200 days moving average. So it was a bit of sideways movement for the past 2 years, right? US was pushing higher, very strong uptrend, but for STI, to be honest, was a little bit boring for the past 2 years until only the past 2 or 3 months back, we turned a little bit more bullish, right? Because we will actually, as I say, consolidating sideways. The 100 days moving average and 200 days moving average were all moving sideways. So very boring, right? Until September, well, that sparked a little bit more momentum when we went above that 3,500 level. And you can see, right, the red and blue line is still, pointing up. The red is above the blue. So let's see if we have started to push higher over the past few weeks. Well, I would say there may be a bit of support coming in around that 3,650. So 3,650, you can see, right? In fact, in September, after breaking the 3,005, we went to 3,650, and that was where we actually saw selling. You can see selling, right? But last week on the 7th of November, all right, last Thursday, we actually went above the 3,650, which would be now the new support level. So the STI is 3,738. So it's pretty much led by the banks, right? The DBS, UOB and OCBC that push the index higher, all right, and that's a good thing as well, because you can see now that we have the banks pushing up, index has pushed higher, and we are above this new support at 3,650. So targets, maybe, in terms of resistance level, maybe all the way to that 3,800, right? 3,008 could potentially be where some, profit taking might come back again. We might just consolidate from like 3,650 to around that 3,008. So I think it looks pretty bullish, right? In fact, for next year, I think if the US were to continue to push even higher, if the banks like DBS and UOB were to report record profits as well, that would be another catalyst for the STI to push even higher. They will lead the index even higher. All right, so that is what we call the STI. Alright, so now I think you guys are kind of like putting in the stocks in the chat already. Alright, so let's go through the stocks right now one by one. Just put in chat. I'll try my best to cover as many as possible. Let me just see, right? So what are some of the stocks right now? Let me just see. So just type in the chat, guys, some of the stocks that you guys want. We have like Hong Kong Land, we have like DBS. Okay, good. So just type in the chat, guys, some of the stocks that you guys want. We have like Hong Kong Land, we have like DBS as well. Alright, okay. Let me see if I can get the chat from. Okay, good. So let me just cover right now. Centurion. Okay, let me just write it down. Okay, good. So let me just cover right now. Centurion. Okay, let me just write it down one by one based on. Okay, so I think as we go, guys, I'll just try to cover. I think Wilmar. Some of you are asking about Wilmar. So I think let me go one by one first. So like I think it's Hong Kong Land. So I think some of you are asking about Hong Kong Land. Hong Kong Land US dollar. That's the one that's listed on the Singapore market. You can see right over here. I think Hong Kong Land is one of those stocks that you want to watch as well. So this is Hong Kong Land. Alright, let me just write it down. Hong Kong Land, right? Stock number 1. I think the stocks are slowly coming in, guys. Just give me a while, guys. I'll try my best to cover as many as possible. Maybe like a minute for each stock, and we move on. Alright, so now just give me some time as I slowly look through all the stocks. So we have like SIA, Ventures, Sembcorp Industry. Okay, good. Let's go on to take a look at Hong Kong Land right now. So Hong Kong Land, you can see, I would say one of the stocks that came to our watch list very strong, since like I would say somewhere in like August, right? We actually broke above this resistance at around the $3.50 right over here, and we broke above the 350. You can see signs of the uptrend forming as well. Longer term trend turning up, the short term trend turned up as well, and we went from 350 all the way to like $5. So a little bit of profit taking, came back down, but I would say we may have found some support for Hong Kong Land already. You can see, right, this was originally the resistance level around the 430, 420 level right over here, and we broke above it, went up to $5, came back down, and over the past like 2 to 3 days, it seems like we are back to the support. So resistance turns support right over here, and that is also where the 20 days moving average, the green line, is right over there as well. Alright, so that's where you can see we are starting to see perhaps a little bit of a rebound from 430, 450 all the way up maybe towards the $5. So not too bad. Hong Kong Land, right? I think we have seen a bit of weakness over the past 2 weeks, but now it seems like some bargain hunting is coming back. We might have found that support that we are looking for and slowly making our way back up. So that is Hong Kong Land, the first stock. Let me move on to the next stock, and that would be like Wilmar. Alright, some of you are asking about Wilmar. Who is that? Let me see. Seng, right? Asking about Wilmar. Give me some time, guys. I'll try to cover as many as possible. So this is Wilmar. Let's see. Alright, so just hang in there, give me some time, guys. I'll try to cover as many as possible. So this is Wilmar. Let's see, right? So Wilmar, right here, $3.07. So Wilmar, I would say, in terms of the longer term trend, it has been down since like last year, 2023. You can see, right? Red and blue line both pointing down, forming lower highs. There are some signs of maybe perhaps a bottom being found. So let's draw this support maybe around $2.90 to $3. Since the beginning of the year, from March and February, there was some bargain hunting coming back right over here. All right, let's see, right? Somewhere over here, some bargain hunting, it rebounded a little bit. Some bullish candle, same thing, it rebounded a little bit. Now it's about 307. I'm not too sure, right? It seems like we're seeing some weakness again after hitting the $3.40 or $3.50 kind of like resistance. All right, came down again. And we might be seeing a bit of weakness in the short term, right? Maybe all the way to that $2.90 to $3 level again, because right now you can see that the short-term trend starting to point down. 20 days moving average line is still pointing down a little bit. I mean, still pointing down right now. So probably not the stock I would like to look at right now until maybe we see signs of a reversal in the short term. So potential entry maybe $2.90 to $3. I think that's where we may see some bargain hunting maybe coming back in. So this is Wilmar. All right. Let's move on to this third stock, Sembcorp Industry, Aloysius, right? Asking about Sembcorp Industry. Let's see, right? Sembcorp Industry. Okay, so this is Sembcorp Industry. Let me just go to draw some of the key support and resistance. Okay, so this is Sembcorp Industry. Let me just go to draw some of the key support and resistance levels. So this is what I do for every single chart to give me a quick opinion on where we are in terms of the range, or in terms of where selling can come back, in terms of where some bargain hunting can come back as well. All right, so right over here, I think there will be another resistance, maybe about 570, 580. So you can see for Sembcorp Industry, we are at about $5.13 right now. You can see that is a very key resistance, about 570. We touch right over here. Same thing last month, we touched 570 and selling came back, and we are making our way back down again. All right, so maybe some support about $5. All right, some support about $5. So I think for Sembcorp Industry, you can put it in your watch list. All right, we are back towards, I mean, for 570 we have traded lower, we're back towards the $5 support level. It seems like some buying pressure is starting to come back around this psychological $5 level. So it's like consolidating from $5 to $5.20. Right? In order to see a bit of a reversal, I think we need a bit more confirmation in terms of like this green line, the 20 days moving average line. It is still pointing down, so it might just flatten out a little bit if we continue to stay above $5, and then maybe it might just start to point up right over here, something like that. And if we will to maybe break, so green line, 20 days moving average line pointing up, we break above the $5.20, that could lead that reversal all the way up to that $5.70. So we need a bit more confirmation, because right now you can see that the 20 days moving average line is still kind of like pointing down a little bit. All right, so just be careful. I mean, if you are looking to enter on dips maybe near $5 to ride it all the way back up, just have a plan as well, because if the $5 were to break down, we can also potentially see some selling, right, all the way back down to maybe that 440 to 450, pretty much the level that we saw in like August and even in October last year. That was where we rebounded from as well. All right, so that is Sembcorp Industry. All right, Aloysius, let's take a look. Let's see, next one, SIA. James, right, asking about SIA. Okay, let's see where is SIA right now. So for those of you who have just joined us, welcome, all right, to this live show called Ask Me Any Stocks, and we're just going through some of the top Singapore stocks that you guys are asking about. I'm just going through one by one. So we have covered like Hong Kong Land, Wilmar, Sembcorp Industry, and now we are going to talk about Singapore Airlines, right, which is SIA. Where is it? Okay, let me just pull out my watch list. Okay, so this is SIA. All right, so it seems like I've done some form of analysis previously already. All right, so you can see, let's take a look. $6.36 right now for SIA. So I would say that for SIA, since like about over a year back, right, about a year back, we have been in a bit of a sideways consolidation in the longer term, right, because you can see quite clearly that we have found some support right over here around the 580 to 590, right? Look at this, rebounded here, same thing, we hit it there again, rebounded, same thing over here. There was where a bit of resistance, we broke it, went up all the way up. So I think about 580 to 590, that's where some bargain hunting can come back again. But overall, the range is pretty much sideways. It's pretty much sideways from like 580 to 680, right? 580 to 680, that's where you can see selling has came back, right? In September, 2 months back, even in July, came back as well. And we've seen selling coming back, right? So overall, a little bit of a sideways movement in the longer term, and the range 580 to 680. In the short term, I would say that we may have seen it moving up and down in this range. So in terms of the short-term trend, how we can tell in terms of the stock is moving up and down? Well, we just want to focus on what we call the 20 days moving average. You can actually put that out on any chart, right? So when the green line, the 20 days moving average line is pointing up, that would be pointing towards a short-term uptrend, all right? And it might go up and up and up, and you see the green line starts to point down, all right? So the trend turned down, and it went down, and then go up, and now you can see the green line. If I can just zoom it in for you, right, you can see that this green 20 days moving average line is starting to point down. So a bit of weakness, I would say, in the short term still, even though we rebounded over the past few days. You can see, and when we rebounded, you can see, right, we actually rebounded right over here, right, anywhere near that 580 to $6. You can see that's where some bargain hunting can come back again. So yeah, a bit of short-term weakness, but as we head down towards those support levels like 580, 590 to $6, I think that's where some bargain hunting can come back again. We may potentially see a rebound from there again. Alright, okay, so that is for SIA. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to let's see, right? Some of you are on YouTube as well asking, Jim, you're looking at Food Empire, UOB, DBS by Mike. Okay, let's take a look at DBS right now. I think since a lot of you are asking about DBS. Okay, DBS, right over here, DBS. Let's take a look at it. Okay, DBS, right over here, DBS. Let's take a look at it. Let me see. Let's see, right? And would you guys do me a favor, guys? Tell me to like and can cover all banks, 𝐒𝐿𝐵. And would you guys do me a favor, guys? Tell me to like and share as well. Just tap on the like button. Tap on the like button, share. All right, heart, give me some hearts, guys. And of course, if you have not yet followed us, make sure you go click on top, click on the follow button, so that when we go live in the future, you will not miss out as well. All right, thank you so much. Okay, let me just go through. Wow, quite a lot of stocks. Let me just do my best to cover as many as possible. Okay. Okay, Bumitama, ST Engineering. Okay, thank you so much for all the hearts. I really see it over here. Thanks for the follow as well. Thanks Tam for following and for doing the gift. Thanks Angroy for following as well. Thanks for sharing, Tiger Kaki. Thanks for joining. Good to see you here as well. Alright, so let's take a look at DBS right now. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this live show called Ask Me Any Stocks on TikTok. We are doing it streaming live on YouTube as well. Alright, but let me go to get started, right? So you can see right over here for DBS, we saw a really good move. In fact, I've covered it on my YouTube video, and we saw a really good move just last week when we broke above the psychological $40. So $40 was a very key psychological resistance level. You can see we were trading below it in September, in October. We neared it and we came back down. The short-term trend was up, started to just flatten out a little bit. And after breaking the $40, right, on very strong results announcement, right, that is where you can see the 20 days moving average line started to point up. So I think for DBS, it looks really bullish. The longer term trend has been up since last year, I would say. No, in fact, since the beginning of the year, right? Beginning of the year, it was up really after breaking maybe the $30. So let me just draw this resistance level here. That was $30 was a psychological resistance. Look at this, right? It was like below it. We broke the 30 in like March, and that is where it really sparked off, right? The whole rally in terms of the uptrend taking shape. From 30, we went all the way to like 34, 35, 36, and even the $40 gave way as well right now, right? So I think it looks pretty bullish. This $40 would now be like a new support level. Upside, let's see, right? Upside, because now we are pretty much at an all-time high for DBS. If you look at the left portion, there's nothing on the left because we are pretty much at an all-time high, right? So what happens is that if you are pretty much an all-time high, there's no previous resistance level that you could gauge where you can hit to, and then some profit taking comes back. All right, so how can we gauge the target? Well, we could use what we call the previous consolidation phase. You can see, right, it used to be trading around that 37 to about 40, so like a $3 range each time. You can see about $3 range right over here, about $3 to $4 range somewhere over here as well. Look at this, a $3 range as well over here. So about $3 to $4 range, I would say. So if you can do a little bit of extrapolation, all right, that would be an upside targets maybe to like about 44, or if you just keep it simple, maybe to like 44 to 45. That could be where we may see a bit of a profit taking again. So now it's like 42.78. We have pushed higher, we have stayed above the $40. The range could be from 40 all the way to 40 to 44 to 45. I think so. This is DBS. I think it looks pretty bullish. All right, we have actually shared it with some of our clients as well in Philips Securities. I think some of you might be actually clients on mine in Philips Securities, and we actually do share some of those ideas much faster by WhatsApp. So if you are not yet a client of mine in Philips Securities, right? I mean, you are trading, you have a trading account, right? And you don't get much service from your own broker, no ideas, no videos, nothing, nobody contact you or something like that, right? Do check it out, right? The link is in my bio. Just click on my profile, link in my bio, click on it, check it out how you can become a VIP client of mine in Philips Securities, whereby we do share some of those ideas much faster by WhatsApp. All right, do check it out. All right, so link in my bio, okay? So that's DBS, Let's take a look at the next stock. So we have covered like Hong Kong Land, Wilmar, Sembcorp Industry, SIA, DBS. Let me move on. Hi Celine, good to see you as well. Genting, wow, so many ping. Food Empire, Franken, Genting, Suresh, OCBC. Okay, let me just cover OCBC right now, very quickly, since a lot of you are asking about the banks, right? Okay, let's see. OCBC, so same thing like DBS, right? Very strong results announced, right? And same, we kind of broke some of the very key resistance like the $15.50 last week. And, it has been a very gentle uptrend, I would say, since last year in the longer term uptrend. In the short term, we broke the $13, the $12.50, and you can see it really started to rally all the way up. Right now, the $15.50 have given way. Upside targets could be all the way towards maybe even that $17, I would say. All right, so pretty bullish, right? Pretty bullish because, as I say, right, we have been trading below that 1550. Long-term uptrend was intact. In the short term, it was sideways for a while, and finally, this resistance have given way. So that 1550 would now be a new support level. All right, if we stay above it, or maybe not even 1550, I think now like $16. It seems like some bargain hunting is starting to come back. Over the past week, it seems like buyers are starting to come back near $16 already. All right, so range could be like $16 to $17. All right, so I think the banks are all looking pretty bullish as we end 2024, maybe even to next year. I think there are any signs of the uptrend continuing as well, as long as we stay above those support that I talk about, $15.50 and maybe $16 for OCBC. All right, so that is OCBC. Okay, let's take a look. I'm just going through the stocks right now. Joey, can you please do Coinbase? We're doing like Singapore stocks right now. That's some of you asking about, some US stocks. Maybe next time we'll cover like the US stocks. Let me just see, okay? Hi, good morning, Sun Heng, Genting. I think some of you asking about Genting. Let's see, Genting Singapore, right? I assume. Genting Singapore. Let's see, right? Okay, so this is Genting Singapore. Let's see, right? Okay, so this is Genting Singapore. Let me just go to remove some of the analysis right over here. So I think for Genting Singapore, we are in a little bit of a downtrend, all right? A little bit of a downtrend in terms of the longer term, all right? Because you can quite clearly see that we have formed what we call lower highs since last year. So the highs are getting lower and lower just by looking at this highs and highs getting lower. So it just looks a bit shaky in terms of lower highs. So some signs of a downtrend. And from the moving averages, you can see that the red and the blue line, I mean, they're crossing one another. So a bit of a sideways, but over the past 2-3 months, it seems like 100 days moving average, same thing, has gone back down below the blue. Both the red and blue line are pointing down with prices below it. So some signs of weakness, I would say, right? Maybe a bit of resistance if you can draw this line right here around that 0.92. It seems like 92 cents for Genting Singapore. If you're looking at it, right, it seems like it's a level whereby it's pretty hard to go above, right? Right over here, we saw some bearish candle. Same thing, we approach it, came down. It was a support level here as well, right? And support turn resistance, it seems like we are not able to get above the 92 cents. So just be a bit more careful. We try not to get in on stocks that are weaker. We want to get in on stocks that are strong, like the banks, the DBS, stocks that are in an uptrend, or at least forming what we call higher lows. And higher supports as we move along. These are what we call arc trending stocks. It's just harder to be wrong if you are with the trend, all right, in terms of a stock being in an uptrend. Does it make sense? All right. So you can see right now for Genting Sing, if I can draw another support level, that would be around that 70, let's see, right over here. So it was a very key resistance, 76 cents. We broke above it, came all the way back down. You can see somewhere over here, rebounded. So right now, same thing, right? So rebounded a couple of times, right? Right over here, we have seen it rebound again from 76 to 80 cents, and you can see we are right over here again. All right, so I think just be a bit more careful if we were to break down below that 76, right? Then, or 76 or 75. I think that's where potentially we may see even more weakness. But over the past like 1 over a year, you can see that that is where we have seen weakness. All right, we've seen weakness as we approach that 92 pointing down. So I think over the past like 1 week, if we can see the 20 days moving average line or this green line starting to flatten out a little bit, then that is where, so you can wait for what we call the 20 days moving average line to flatten out. Like you can see right over here, so it's flattened out, point up, pump, the reversal happens. Same thing over here, right? Flatten out, point up. It was down. Right now, you can see the 20 days moving average line. Down, flatten out, point up, the reversal happens. So right now, you can see the 20 days moving average line, this green line, it is still pointing down. So if it will to, okay, let me just show you what I mean, right? So if it were to, same thing like previously, right? This green line is still pointing down. So if we continue to stay above that 76 cents, right? Well, this green line will maybe start to flatten out, right? Something like this, right? And it might flatten out, and then it might start to point up. All right, and if that happens, something like what we've seen previously in August, September, well, that could lead the reversal. But right now, we need a bit more confirmation. So I think if you're looking at Genting Sing, take note 76, 75, that would be a very key support level. Bargain hunting is coming out around there. In order to see that reversal, we just need to see kind of like the short-term trend reversing back up. All right, so that is for Genting Singapore. Okay, so let's see, Keppel, right? Good to see here as well, Tom. Okay, let me just see, right? So let's move on to the next stock. Keppel. Keppel, Keppel. So let's move on to the next stock, which will be Keppel, Keppel, Keppel. Where is it? Okay, Keppel. BN4 is the code, right? So this is Keppel at about $6.55. Let's see. Support coming back for Keppel around that. Let's just say. Okay, so maybe a bit of support coming back for Keppel around that. Let's just say about 635. Right, let me just zoom it in. I think about 635. Some support has came out over the past 2 months. So it seems like range for Keppel is like 635 to $6.80. I think 680. Take note, we may see some profit taking near that 680 level. I think that was a resistance level. We have seen some bearish candles coming out. So I think I think that is what you're asking about for Keppel. I think it looks okay, just that longer term trend is not really up. It's a bit sideways. We're just moving up and down in the range. So the range now would be from about 635 to 680. If the 635 to give way, well, then potentially you may hit down, all right, towards the next support level, and that would be the 580. 580 would be a very key support level. You can see, right, rebounded. So I think if you to go to 580, that is where it looks pretty attractive. You can think about getting in on dips, especially if the short-term trend reverses. But right now, 635 seems to be a support over the past 1 to 2 months. All right, so that's for Keppel. All right. Really, you have double audio, it's weird. Okay, let me just check my audio, guys. I think some of you might be facing a little bit of echo, is it, or something? Apologies for that. I'm not too sure how this works, but sometimes, let's see. Do I have an echo coming out? Like, is there echo, guys? Just to confirm. Do I have an echo coming out? Like, is there echo, guys? Just to confirm. Because, sorry about that. I have no idea how to do it, but it seems like. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I have no idea how to do it, but it seems like. Hopefully it's working for most of you. Yes. Okay. Hopefully you can. Yes. Oh man. Turn the volume. A bit of echo, is it? Yeah. Because I checked. Okay. Now hopefully you can. I don't know. Maybe just turn the volume. A bit of echo, is it? Yeah. Because I've checked the audio. It seems to be working fine. Maybe I'll use another platform in the future. Apologies for that. Some slight echo, is it? On TikTok Okay, cat, because I'm using like a software which we can stream on TikTok and on YouTube live, so maybe there's some complications, right? So I'm not really good at all this tech stuff, lah. Right? Okay, so let me move on, right? So let me move on. Maybe I can just speak a little bit slower so you guys will be able to capture. Okay, let's see. Move on to the next one. So we have covered like quite a few already. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome to this live show called Ask Me Any Stocks. We covered like Hong Kong Land, Wilmar, Sembcorp Industry, SIA. I think some of you are asking about it again. Alright, we have covered that already. Hansel. DBS, OCBC, Genting Singapore, and Keppel. Alright, so in case you want to watch like the replay or you missed it or anything like that, you can go take a look at the replay. The replay will be on YouTube, alright, whereby we are streaming live on YouTube as well. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see next one. Joseph asking about SGX. Alright, let's take a look at SGX. Let me just write it down. SGX. Where is it? Singapore Exchange $11.48. Okay, not too bad. This is SGX Singapore Exchange $11.48. Well, I would say that for SGX, we have seen the uptrend form up quite firmly somewhere around July and August. Why do I say that? Well, let me just show you. Right, we were actually trading below this resistance for SGX around the $9.80 to $10 level, right? Since last year. In fact, it was just sideways. Look at this, right? Came down, $9.80, $10, sideways below it. We couldn't get above it, and finally, right over here, somewhere in August, right, we broke above the $9.80, and even the $10 gave way. You can see, right, the 20 days moving average line started to point up. The long-term trend also started to point up there as well. Alright, so I think for SGX, we're definitely looking a little bit more bullish from August, September onwards. We're still looking quite bullish right now because the support, it was supposed to be at $10, but now it seems like $11 have came in as a support. So I think quite clearly the range for SGX is from 11 to 12, right? So $12 will be a psychological level, but maybe if you want, you can put it about $11.80. So $11.80 to $12, potentially that's where some profit taking can come back. And you see, right, the green line, the 20 days moving average line, which was pointing up after breaking the $9.80 or $10, right, was pointing up, all the way August, September, October, November. It is starting to flatten out right now, which just means that in the short term, we are in a bit of a sideways consolidation. All right, so that is for SGX, which is fine. I think it's fine. Right, I think it's good to just see it a little bit, consolidate a little bit. Wow. So from like this range from $11 to $11.80, up and down, it might go up and down, right? Consolidate, and maybe finally one day, pump, right? We break the 12 or $11.80, then it will be another phase up. This is what we call like a healthy uptrend. We want to see some consolidation before it attempts to break even higher and push even higher. All right. Okay, Cindy, you're asking about Centurion and Sheng Siong. Alright, let's take a look at Centurion. Let me just write it down. Centurion. Where is Centurion? Centurion Limited. Let's take a look at Centurion right now. Okay, so this is. Where is Centurion? Centurion Limited. Let's take a look at Centurion right now. Okay, so this is Centurion. Singapore. Alright, take a look at it. You can see that. For Centurion, well, there are some signs, I would say, in terms of the longer term trend starting to turn up. Right? Why? Well, if I can draw this downward sloping channel resistance line right over here, so you can see, right, since like I would say July, more than a year back, right, we have formed lower high. So this is what we call a channel resistance level. If you to see prices go below it, below, right, and you know it nears it, goes back down. Below the red line is a bit of a downtrend. We don't want to buy when it's a downtrend. All right, only when we see prices breaking above a channel resistance, well, that could be a sign of a potential reversal. So you can see it has happened somewhere in September. So that could be the first confirmation. The next confirmation would be if we were to break right over here in terms of a bullish crossover between the 100 days moving average and the blue line, the 200 days moving average. So it seems like this 100 days moving average line is starting, I mean, it's already pointed out about 1 month back. It is still, you know, sloping back up. So I think if we can hold above like the support level, so the support used to be about $2, but a bit of profit taking maybe now, we might see some support coming in around the $1.80, 180. I would say hopefully we can stay above that 180 to 185, right? Consolidate a little bit, and then you know we go back above the $2, then all the way up will be to 220. I think 220 would be a much better kind of a resistance, a firmer resistance. So I think there are some signs of the uptrend forming. We need a bit more confirmation if we can stay above like maybe the 180 or to the 180 level. I think that would be a good support from now, right? You can see over the past like 1 week, it seems like selling have came back near the $2 again. All right, this green line is starting to slope down. Now it's 1.85, so very near 180. So 180 is the level to watch. That would be the support level. We can stay above it, hopefully consolidate, and you know, we hold above it. That could be a rebound all the way to like $2, all the way to 220. I think that is kind of like the range right now. All right. So if we stay above that 180, eventually this red line, 100 days moving average, might cross back above the blue line. I think that could be another confirmation in terms of the longer term uptrend forming. All right, Ken. So that is 𝐒𝐶, right? I think it looks okay, but just that in the short term, still a bit of weakness. We just want to see some good support coming back, hold above it, and maybe even attempt to push higher. Maybe attempt to push above the $2. I think that would be kind of like a better confirmation that buyers are out to defend it. All right. Okay, so that is for 𝐒𝐶, right? 𝐒𝐶. Let me move on. Okay, so that is for 𝐒𝐶, right? 𝐒𝐶. Let me move on. Sure, what's your strategy? The next one, let's see, right? So I'm using what we call this trend trading. Sure, what's your strategy, right? So sure, good question. So I'm using what we call this trend trading strategy. In my name of the strategy is called One Good Trend. So I think if you are looking to find a little bit more, you can attend one of those free webinars that we are running. Maybe in the future we have no webinars anymore. Maybe next year there'll be some webinars. You can check it out. All right, the link in my bio. Click on the link in my bio. Click on it. Check it out. Register for one of those webinars in the future, or if you're not yet a VIP client of mine in Philips Securities, whereby we do share some of those ideas by WhatsApp on a daily basis. Check it out, the link in my bio. I think some of you might be clients of us, of ours in Philips Securities. That's where we share some top ideas by WhatsApp. All right. Okay, so let's see. Viv, you're asking about iFast. Let's see. iFast. Let's see. iFast. Pretty volatile, right? From iFast seems to be pretty volatile, right? From 650. Let me just draw this support level right here, 650. A higher support has been found, maybe somewhere around that 670. So you can see, right, 650 in April. Support became higher at 670 somewhere in May and September. And right now, it seems like maybe some support may have came out around the $7 level, you can see, right? So over the past like 1 week, 2 weeks, some support have came out above the $7, right? So I think a bit of weakness still, but we are slowly approaching this, what we call the hot zones, right? Whereby some bargain hunting have come back. We have seen since June, all right, a rebound from that 670 up, all right. So I mean, if you like come back down a little bit, right, potentially we may see some bargain hunting. So I think the range in terms of a good attractive price level would be anything from 670 to $7. So let it stabilize a little bit because the short-term trend is still down as per the 20 days moving average line. All right, so if the $7 to the breakdown, well, we may see some weakness all the way to like 670 to 680. I think that's where some bargain hunting can come back, and that's where you could potentially think about getting in to ride it all the way back up to that $8. I think $8 would be a level to watch. That is a psychological resistance level. In fact, that was where we were in October last month before we sell down again. All right, Ken. So that is for iFast. A little bit more volatile, like you can see in the short term, just moving up and down from like 650 to $8. If you want to look at the bigger range in terms of the longer term trend, right, it is this range from 650 to $8, up, down, up, down, up, down. So try to enter near like the support, whether it's 670 to 650, I think. But I'm not too sure whether it will dip to like 650 for you to buy. But I think if you dip near there, all right, 670, 680, that could be a pretty attractive price level. All right, Ken. So that's for iFast. So Viv, I hope that covers your stock. Let's see, right? Martel, you're asking about Singtel. Let's take a look at Singtel. Martel, you're asking about Singtel. Let's take a look at Singtel. Martel, right? You're asking about Singtel. Okay, good. Let's take a look at Singtel right now. So Singtel at about $3.16. Okay, good. Let's take a look at Singtel right now. So Singtel at about $3.16. $3.16. Let's see. Right? I think we may have found maybe a bit of a support level around here. $3. I think $3 will be a very key, important support level for Singtel. Why? Well, you can see in July, it was a resistance level, right? We're trying to break above it, we couldn't, we were trading below it for like a month, and finally, somewhere in August, pump, we broke above the $3. So these $3 will be a psychological resistance turn to support. In fact, right over here, you can see we sold all the way down, and quite a bullish candle was seen somewhere near the $3 level just about 2 weeks back. Alright, so I think $3 is where some bargain hunting can come back again, right over here. And I think for Singtel, somewhere I would say over the past 2 years, we were actually consolidating. If you can show you right over here, below the $2.60 resistance. Look at this, right below the 260 resistance. And I think the uptrend really started after breaking this 260 around June, right? So June we broke the 260, and that was where it really started to rally all the way up, right? So 260 is a support, but I think $3 is another support level right now. So I think the range is quite clearly $3.40 would be a resistance level. So I think the range is quite clearly from $3 to $3.40. Alright, so that is for Singtel. I think it looks pretty good. Longer term uptrend is intact above $3. In the short term, you can see the 20 days moving average line it was like up, pointing down a little bit. Now it is starting to flatten out, and you can see we are right in the middle, like about 320, right? So the range is $3 to $3.40, right? So 320 is somewhere in the middle, right? So yeah, pretty much a short-term consolidation from $3 to $3.40. So you know, if you maybe rebound back to near $3.40, you think about getting out near 330, 35, 32, 37, 38. I think right over here, that's where some selling can come back again, right over here. So that would be what we call like a resistance zone. In terms of entry, well, anything near $3, that could be a good entry. Like as I mentioned, we saw some bullish candles, very strong bargain hunting happening near the $3. Alright, so that is for let me move on. Let's Singtel. See what are some of the stocks? Ping, you're asking about. Okay, let me move on. Let's see what are some of the stocks. Ping, you're asking about. Thank you so much. Meta, I hope I answer your stock. Okay, I'm just going through one by one. Thanks, Joey. Awesome. Thank you so much. Meta, I hope I answer your stock. Okay, I'm just going through one by one in case I miss any stocks. In case I did not cover your stocks, I'm so sorry, guys. I'll just type it in the chat again, and I'll do my best to cover in case it's like, you know, it goes up already, right? Let's see. So Sheng Siong, right? Some of you are asking about Sheng Siong. Let's take a look at Sheng Siong, right? Who is that? Cindy, right? Sheng Siong. So I'll try my best to cover. Apologies if I cannot cover all of them. All right, let's take a look at Sheng Siong right now. Not too bad. I pretty like this stock. I would say that, you know, okay, Sheng Siong, not too bad. I pretty like this stock. I would say that, you know, one of the stocks that we actually shared with our VIP clients in Philips Securities. Some of you who are clients of mine in Philips Securities might have received it as well. All right, and because we kind of like broke some of the key resistance level, and there are indeed signs of the uptrend forming as well, right over here. Let me just show you, right? So we were actually trading below the $1.55, right? Look at this, right? A little bit of a resistance here since November last year, so more than a year. Now it's November, right? So that's November last year. You can see trading below. So more than a year, we are below the 155, right? Just couldn't get above it sideways in the longer term, but I would say somewhere around early of October, right over here, we went above the 155. So that has kind of like sparked a little bit of strength, a bit of momentum. We sent out a note to our VIP clients as well, all right? And of course, when that happened, you can see, right, the indicators, the 20 days moving average line started to point up, right? Right now, it is still pointing up. In fact, I think we have also gone above the $1.60. I think we sent out a note as well to our clients as well, all right? So we've gone above the 160. So I think now it's 165. So it looks pretty good. Upside targets could be all the way maybe to 170. Why 170? Well, 170 was pretty much where we have seen selling in May, right? In May last year, right? And then we came all the way down. So I think that could be where I've drawn this resistance level. Let's go back to where we are right over here. That's where potentially some profit taking can come back again. All right. So I think this is Sheng Siong, not too bad. From I think anything above 160, the uptrend looks very intact. All the way to 170. Of course, if 170 to break down, if 170 to give way and it were to break higher, well, potentially upside targets can be revised maybe towards the 180. All right, so not too bad, right? Sheng Siong, one of the stocks that we like. Just take note, 170 could be where some profit taking can come back. That's where you might want to take some profit as well. All right, Cindy, I hope that we have covered your stock as well. Okay, good. Let me just see some of the stocks as well. Chuan you're asking about Martel, thanks Joey, awesome. Chuan you're asking about DBS. So we have covered DBS already and even OCBC. So for those of you who have just joined us, okay, let me just write it down, right? For those of you who have just joined us, we have covered quite a few stocks. In fact, we have covered like 13 stocks already. So let me just say the name of the stocks in case you're asking for it. So if you miss any of these stocks, you can watch the replay. The replay will be on YouTube as well. Alright, so what you want to do, go ahead guys to hit on the follow button side so that when we go live, you will not miss out. Click on follow, alright, follow me on my TikTok channel. And of course, if you're not yet a client of mine in Philip Securities, go to my link in my bio. Link in bio, there will be a button right there. Click on it, find out how it can be one so that you can get some of the top ideas by WhatsApp live daily for free. Alright, you do not pay anything more. Alright, it's pretty much the same as whatever you're paying when you're trading. These are some of the value-added services that we send to our clients. Alright, so the 13 stocks that I talk about would be Hong Kong Land, Wilmar, Sembcorp Industry, SIA, DBS, OCBC, Genting Singapore, Keppel, SGX, Centurion, iFast, Singtel, Sheng Siong, which is this. Alright, so that is the stock that I've covered. Hopefully, these are the stocks that you guys are asking about. Let me just move on and see what are some of the stocks. Centurion I've covered already. Okay, let's see, right? Centurion, Robin, you're asking about Centurion, right? Let's take a look at Centurion. Centurion, let's take a look. Okay, Centurion, right? So you can see I've done a little bit of analysis for Centurion. It is actually one of the stocks that we have covered since a couple of months back, since like I would say June. Alright, very strong uptrend, right? Very strong uptrend, very sustainable, very steady, longer term uptrend. We broke like the 50 cents level in May. I think that was where it really sparked off the whole upside, rally. All right, and since then you can see that we are consolidating, pushing higher, consolidating, pushing higher, consolidating, pushing higher, right? So you can't like consolidate. Let me just draw some of those very key support levels. So there's a little bit of support level right over here, right, another support level right over here as well. So support has been higher and higher. All right, you can see as we were to move up, support has gone higher and higher. These are the green horizontal support lines right over here. So you can see the support has gone higher and higher from 50 to 57 to 67 to 75, and now maybe to like what is the support right now? So you can see, right, we have broken above like the 88 cents, right? 88 cents was a bit of a resistance. Now it seems like it's a bit of a support level as well. So I think 88 cents would be a bit of a support, a new resistance to support level. You can stay above 88, which is also where the 20 days moving average line is. Well, I think potential upside maybe all the way to like $1. $1 would be a next psychological level whereby we may see some profit taking again. So Centurion, one of the stocks that we've covered since a couple of months back. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. I think you can put this stock in the watch list again. Alright, of course, have a plan to take steps to protect your profits, right? So that no matter what, you still make money. So like you have got in, but like with us somewhere around like 50, 60 cents and we covered it. Alright, so you can take steps to take some profit along the way. Maybe enter on dips again, raise your stop loss to protect your profits. And nothing wrong to take some profits near like a resistance level as well. Maybe like near $1, you're locking some profits. That's fine as well. Alright, so I think pretty good. That's for Centurion, right? Centurion. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Sembcorp Industry. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Sembcorp Industry we have covered, Diosa, right? Some echo, but maybe next time. Why are there two voices? So sorry, I don't know why there's some echo, but maybe next time I'll just use the TikTok live because now we're doing like a streaming on YouTube as well. So that's why perhaps there's like two platforms. All right, we'll try to figure out that out again. All right. John, you're asking about sets, let me just go ahead to see what are some of the stocks you guys are asking again. John, you're asking about sets, right? John, sets. John Chai, right? Okay, let's take a look at sets. SATS, sets. John Chai, right? Okay, let's take a look at sets. SATS, sets. Okay, on YouTube, let's see who we have over here. Hi. Okay, on YouTube, let's see who we have over here. Hi. Centurion, I've covered it already. Athena, hi. Centurion, I've covered it already. So this is sets, SATS, sets. And Energized Mood sets as well. Alright, good. I'm covering sets right now. So this is sets, SATS, sets services, right? Price is about $3.85. So not too bad. I think for sets services, we have been in an uptrend. I would say somewhere around like June because we broke. I think I talked about this in my previous, one of my YouTube videos a while back. $3. You can see, right? $3, guys. was a very key level. All right, we were below it since 2022. All right, look at this, right? We're just below it since 2022, right? Just couldn't get above it, right? Couldn't get above it for more than about one over 2 years, right? But finally, somewhere in July, we broke above the $3. That is where it sparked off a whole new momentum. All right, went up, came back down, retested the same $3, and you see, right, rebounded off it again, right? So longer term uptrend started to form right around then, June, July, August. The short term trend turned up as well, up, flattened a little bit. Right now, you can see maybe a bit of a sideways consolidation in the short term. What would be the support level? Let me just draw it for you. I think we are seeing some support around that $3.50. So the range is like $3.50 to $4, maybe $4.10. I think $4.10, $3.50 to $4.10. You can see it quite clearly. That is like the range, right? $3.50 to $4.10, and $3.50 also coincides with where the 100 days moving average line is as well. So I think anything above that $3.50, the uptrend still looks quite intact. All right, we just might be consolidating from $3.50 to $4 or $4.10 for a while. All right, before maybe even attempting to break the $4.10 or $4 to push even higher. All right, so I think this is that. Not too bad. One of the uptrending stocks that you can put in your watch list, as this is not like going down and down or like in a downtrend. Okay, all right, John, thank you. Awesome. Right, so that is stats. Okay, John, thank you. Awesome. Right, so that is stats. Franken, Jeff, I think you're asking about Franken, right? Let's take a look at Franken. Franken. Okay, Geo Energy. Franken. Let me just come to that a bit. Okay, so this is Franken. Let me. Okay, Geo Energy. We saw some of you asking about it. Let me just come to that a bit. Okay, so this is Franken. Let me just go. I think I've done some analysis on it. Okay, so Franken, you can see that for Franken, it was one of the. Okay, so Franken, you can see that for Franken, it was one of the pretty strong stocks last year. All right, whereby we saw quite good reversal when the US tech sector was doing well as well. We rebounded from like 90 cents all the way up to like $1, $1.20, all the way to 170. So very strong uptrending stock, but somewhere around like beginning of the year in March, April, we kind of like hit an obstacle, and that would be this resistance level at a $1.70. So a little bit of what we call like a double top, and that's fine, because you might see a double top might consolidate below 170 and maybe break the 170 and push higher, right? But it didn't happen, right? It didn't happen. You can see we're just consolidating, and we broke some of the key support level, right, as we were consolidating. So I think this like support level around the 150 gave way. You can see we broke the 150, went all the way up, came back up, tested double top, came back down, and we kind of like push lower. And as all this is happening, you can see that in terms of the longer term trend, it is starting to push to point down. All right, just by looking at the 100 days moving average line. The red and blue line, the red has crossed down below the blue, and the 200 days moving average line. So the red and blue line, the red has crossed down below the blue. They're both pointing down. So definitely some signs of the downtrend forming. All right, even though we are moving like sideways above these $1.15 to $1.10 support level. All right, so I think for Franken, just want to be a bit more careful, right? I think if the 110 to 115 were to break down, so we have rebounded 3 times. Look at this, right? Rebounded. Now we are right here, right? We are like 1.18. So if the 115 to 110 don't hold, my sense is that it could potentially hit higher, because it could potentially hit lower, right? Because there are signs of the downtrend forming. The longer term trend started to point down. The short term trend is still down for now. All right, so just be a bit more careful for Franken, because double top found. Longer term trend started to point down. Short term, unfortunately, still pointing down as well. So I'm just afraid that the support will break down. We may hit even lower, and it could even hit to like $1. All right, that could be like the next support level, pretty much back to where we were in 2023 last year. All right, okay, so that's for Franken. Okay, so let's see. I think we have quite a bit of message. Sembcorp Industry, Alfred, we have already covered Sembcorp Industry. You can check out the replay on YouTube. This is on 1 minute. This is a day chart, right? This is a day chart. Who is asking? Sherpo. All right, this is a day chart. So every single day is one candlestick bar. All right, we're not doing like day trading and stuff. All right, so it is a every single candlestick day is one day. All right, so it's more like swing to position trading. It's not like 5 or 10 minutes bar chart now. We don't do that. All right. Okay, so let's see. Geo Energy Resources, right? Who is asking on YouTube? We have Geo Energy Resources, right? Who is asking on YouTube? We have JLC, Geo Energy Resource. Let's take a look at Geo Energy Resource. Where is it? Okay, seems like I've done some analysis on Geo Energy. So I think for Geo Energy, same thing. I think it looks a bit like Franken. Okay, seems like I've done some analysis on Geo Energy. So I think for Geo Energy, same thing. I think it looks a bit like Franken, right? It is level, you know, forming a bit of resistance. We couldn't get above that 0.32 level. Broke down, it was a support, we broke down. Over the past 6 to 7 months, look at this, right? Just broke down, it was a support, we broke down, retested, and we're still below that 0.32. So as long as we stay below 32, so one thing about a resistance level, guys, is that, you know, if you were to stay below a resistance level and then the trend indicators are all pointing down, it just looks a bit weaker, all right? Unless we break that resistance level, we, you know, signs of the trend turning up, then there may be a reversal back up. So just want to be a bit careful, because if we were to stay below like a very key level whereby, you know, we just couldn't get above it, we near it and then come back down, near it, come back down, well, that could show signs of weakness. It just could show what we call selling pressure happening near the resistance. All right, so you can see for Geo Energy, 0.265, maybe some support about 24 to 25. You can see that was where we rebounded here. All right, rebounded, came back near the resistance. Now it's coming back down again, so I'm not too sure whether we might just, you know, move up and down from like 2.5 to 3.2. But I think that is the range right now. That's the range right now. All right, longer term trend pointing down a little bit. Short term, it could be just in this range. All right. So a little bit more negative if we stay below that 0.32 resistance level. Okay, so that is for Geo. Okay, let me see if there are any stocks. Energy Resource. Right. Okay, let me see if there are any stocks. So I think the stocks are slowly coming in. For those of you who just join us, welcome to this live show called Ask Me Any SG Stocks. Let's see. Hi Li-Ting, hi Roy. And make sure you follow me. Those of you who have not yet followed my TikTok channel, click on the button or the plus button at the top. All right, give me some hearts. Right, give me some hearts, guys. Don't mind, just tap on the hearts, especially if I've covered your stocks. All right, if I've covered your stocks, give me some hearts. All right, that would be really helpful. All right, give me some hearts and click on share as well. Thank you so much for those of you who have shared. Okay, R4V1, who is that, right? What are the top 5 Singapore stocks we can potentially see capital appreciation and perhaps dividends, right? Some of you are asking about some top stocks. As I mentioned at the end of this live, that's where I'll share with you guys 1 or 2 Singapore stocks that perhaps you could put in your watch list. But for those of you who are not yet, especially who is the one asking, right? If you're not yet a VIP client of mine in Phillip Securities, right? The link is in my bio. Alright, click on it, check it out, how you can become a VIP client of mine in Phillip Securities, and that's where we actually share on a daily basis by WhatsApp some of the top stocks daily, alright, and then you can watch, alright, because I can just give you 5, but you know what, about next week or next week, I mean, right, it changes every day, right? So, not yet a VIP client of mine in Phillip Securities, right? You're not getting much service from your own broker. You just pretty much log into your trading account on your mobile app. You know, nobody send you anything, all right, or videos or ideas or WhatsApp or nothing. Check it out, link in my bio, all right? Ken? Okay, let's see. What are some of the stocks that you guys are talking about? DBS done, Centurion done. I'm just looking through, guys, in case. So I've covered SATS already, DBS done, Centurion done. I'm just looking through, guys, in case I miss your message, right? Stacy Ang from YouTube, CapitaLand Invest. Let's take a look. Capital Invest. Right, where is it? Right over here. Nice. Land. Right. Okay. Invest. All right, where is it? Right over here. Nice CI. Right. Okay. So seems like I've done a little bit of analysis previously. Let's take a look. Right. So for CapitaLand Invest. Okay. So seems like I've done a little bit of analysis previously. Let's take a look. Right. So for CapitaLand Invest, it's a REIT, right? Real Estate Investment Trust. So actually, you know, before we had the first rate cut in September, we actually saw some strength in many of the REITs, right, in anticipation of rate cuts. Because you know, many of these REITs, right, they are, in terms of their debt, they do, I mean, they use a lot of debt, right? And you know, when they are kind of like what we talk about rate hikes, we've seen weakness since like 2 years back when the inflation and the rate hike. You can see all the REITs started to sell down. But now we talk about rate cuts, we saw some strength. All of them started to see a bit of a rebound, right? But let's take a look at for CapitaLand Invest, what has happened. So you can see for CapitaLand Invest, it was pretty much moving sideways below like the $2 and 280. Let's see, right? About 280 from like March all the way to August. It was like moving sideways. Right over here, a bit of a resistance, and we broke above it in September, right after the first rate cut. Went all the way up to maybe around the 320. Let me just adjust this a little bit, right? 320. Some profit taking came back. You can see the green line, 20 days moving average line, flat, starting to point down right now. So support wise for CapitaLand Invest, maybe about 280, right? Maybe about 280, but it seems like we are kind of like breaking that level. Now it's $2.78. So I think Stacy, if you are looking at CapitaLand Invest, you know, in the short term, we might see some weakness, especially if we stay below 280 in the next few days or maybe up to next week. Well, with this green line continuing to point down, we may see weakness. I'm not too sure exactly where. It could be like to 270, it could be 260. 260 would be another support level, I think, right over here. That's where we saw some bargain hunting in June, right over here. So maybe 260 could be the next support level. So I think for the REITs, right, because you know they have gone up by quite a fair bit, and now there are talks about rate cuts. I mean, now there are like 2 rate cuts already, right? September we had one. The Federal Reserve have cut rates by another 0.25% just like last week, and you know they're expecting one more maybe in December, right? So more or less, you know, expectations are that, you know, they'll have like more rate cuts next year, but all that has more or less been priced in. So people are kind of like, you know, taking some profit. Maybe you pull back down to some support levels. You think about entry again, especially if you are, you know, looking for like dividends as well. All right, so this is CapitaLand Invest. All right, support about 260, 280 would be 280 would be where you know we are actually attempting to break down right now. All right. Okay, so let's see. 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤𝐤. Okay, let me just write down, right? 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤𝐤. Okay, let me just write down, right? So the next one will be 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤𝐤 YZJ Shipbuilding. So the next one will be 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤𝐤 YZJ Shipbuilding. Who is asking about that? Let me see. YZJ Shipbuilding SGD. Let's take a look. Stacy, thanks Joey, awesome. Right, okay, let's move on. Not too bad, right? It seems like I've drawn some targets. So this is YZJ 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤𝐤 Shipbuilding. Not too bad, right? It seems like I've drawn some targets. So I think this is one of the stocks that we like since like last year, in fact, right? And very strong uptrend. We have found some support around the $2.25 to 230. You could see, right? That was where in July to now we have seen a couple of rebounds. Look at this, rebound, right? Very strong bullish candle right here when we sold off in October, rebound, all right? And yeah, so 225, 230, very strong support, but it seems like we're no longer going down there. Maybe another support, higher support have came out. And where would that be? Well, maybe around the 250, right? So over the past 2-3 weeks, $2.50 seems to be a pretty good support level, from 250 all the way to $2.75, right? So I think you want to put this stock in your watch list. I think 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤𝐤 is one of the stocks whereby the longer term uptrend looks intact. Right, in the short term, we might see a bit of profit taking. It might come back down, but then buyers are out again, and it pushes back up fast. All right, so very strong support being found. All right, not just strong, but it goes higher. And you know, like from 225, as I mentioned previously, the support has gone higher to like 250 already. All right, if the 275, right, so it might just do something like this, right? From 250, it's up, go up and down, right? And eventually, if it breaks 275 or 280. I think that's potentially where upside targets could be revised all the way to $3 or even to $3.20. Alright, so that is for YZJ 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤𝐤 Shipbuilding. Not too bad, right? One of the stocks that you could put in your watch list as well. One of the stocks that we actually share with our clients in Philips Securities, right? By WhatsApp. Okay, good. Let's see. So I'm just going through some of the stocks whereby I've not covered yet. For those of you who have covered your stocks already. So I'm just going through some of the stocks whereby I've not covered yet. For those of you who have covered your stocks already, Cindy asking about SIA Engineering, Nanofirm. So I've covered a few of your stocks, guys. Let me just see, Cindy, if I can cover the rest of what others are saying, since I've covered yours already, right? Okay, let me just cover a few more. Engineering, let's see, right? Victor Sim, ST Engineering, let's see, right? Victor Sim asking about ST Engineering. Victor Sim asking about ST Engineering. Let's see. Okay, good. This is ST Engineering, right? Okay, good. This is ST. We have covered this stock as well. I think I shared with my clients. Engineering, right? Not too bad. Definitely. I think we have covered this stock as well. I think I shared with my clients a couple of months back. All right, very strong uptrend, very stable. Of course, in the short term, maybe a bit of a profit taking, but I think overall it looks quite bullish in terms of the longer term trend. We have broken like the $4 in May. And that's where the uptrend really started to form up much firmly. All right, so red and blue line both pointing up. Maybe a bit of resistance at $4.80. Right, you can see, right, for the past September, October, 2.5 months, we have been seeing a bit of resistance at 480. So we're going to take some profit near the 480, maybe like 479, 478, 470 something. I think that's fine because that is kind of like the range, right, from 480 all the way to that 440. So 440 to 480 is like a 40 cents range, you can see, right? So a bit of a resistance. Resistance turned to support, and now, you know, this is the 440 to 480 range as it consolidates in the short term, while the longer term trend is still up. All right, Ken? Does it make sense? Okay, so that's for ST Engineering. Victor, I hope that helps. Let's see, Selson Tay, thanks for giving me some gift or something like that. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. Selson Thai Beverage, right? Let me just go and talk about Thai Beverage. Thai Beverage. Let's see, this is Thai Beverage. Thai Beverage. Let's see, this is Thai Beverage. Okay, 0.515 right now. So I think for Thai Beverage, there are some signs. Okay, 0.515 right now. So I think for Thai Beverage, there are some signs of the trend turning up in the longer term. Let me just show you what I mean, right? So you can see in terms of the longer term trend, there are a few things we can look at. We can draw what we call downward sloping, what we call channel resistance line. So since like 2023, beginning of the year, there were actually signs of the downtrend forming. We form what we call lower highs just goes lower and lower from like 66 all the way to like 44 cents. But somewhere over here in May and July, we have gone above the channel resistance. So there are some signs of the uptrend forming. Just by looking at the channel resistance, we broke above it. And also in terms of the moving averages, right, just about 1 month back in October, September, finally, the red and blue has been below each other, right, since June last year. After a year, more than a year, finally 100 days moving average red line has crossed back above the blue line, right? So definitely some signs of a reversal in the longer term uptrend, right? So what would be a support level? Well, I would say that a support level would be this level, right? 50 cents, 0.50, 0.50. I think that's a very key level. It's a psychological level as well. Range is potentially from about 50 cents all the way to 5.4 or 5.5. Yeah, I think somewhere over here, right? So we're just like, consolidating from 50 cents. Now it's 0.515, right? So I think like 50 cents to 54. Look at this, right? Went up, came back down, up, came back down. So that is kind of like the range from 50 cents to 54 to 55. So in order to see a bit more upside or to get the uptrend to form up much more firmly, if we can break the 55 level, that would be a better confirmation, all right, of more upside all the way to like even the 60 cents. All right, so this is Thai Beverage. I think it looks okay. All right, at least we have found a higher support level. Went all the way to like 44. There was a low support. Support became higher at 47, and now it became higher at 50 cents. So that's a good sign. All right, Ken? Okay, so that's I hope that helps, Selson. Right, let's take a look at another one. Venture, I think we have covered. Let's see, have we covered Venture? I think somebody asking about Venture. Okay, Celia asking about Venture, right? Let's take a look at Venture. Okay, Venture, where is it? Okay, Venture, where is it? Where is Venture? Seems like I can't find Venture. Wait, just hang a second. Where is Venture? Seems like I can't find Venture. Wait, just hang a second. Okay, right over here, VO3. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this is Venture. Okay, right over here, VO3. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this is Venture, right? So I think I've been asked on this stock in the fact that I've drawn some analysis. So you can see that, since like last year, it was actually looking quite okay, right? But somewhere over here in August, we actually broke down some of the key channel support level. You can see, right, this is a channel support level, forming what we call higher lows, rebound. But in August, we broke down, and that's where there could potentially be a reversal from an uptrend that we formed from October to August this year to a downtrend, right? So you can see after breaking this channel support, we started to push down already, right? In fact, if you can see right now, let me just draw this for you. I think $13. This is Venture, guys, right? $13 is a support level that we've been holding. So breaking down a channel support level will be kind of like the first confirmation whereby there could be a reversal from an uptrend to a downtrend. For a more clearer confirmation, we can look for a breakdown of the horizontal support level. And what would that level be? Well, that would be the $13. You can see, right? $13 was where we were since February. Rebounded. In fact, we neared it, rebounded. But over the past week, right, we have like gone below the $13. Now it's like 12.65. Does it make sense? So it looks a little bit more bearish. It looks a bit more bearish, especially with the 20 days moving average line. You can see, I mean, it was like pointing down already since August, then flat, and now it's continuing to point down, especially breaking the $13. So just be a bit more careful, I would say, right? Anything below $13, to be honest, I'm a little bit more bearish. It just seems like the downtrend can take control if you to stay below 13. So 13 was a support, we have broken. Now it will be a resistance. Let me turn this line to red color. All right, so range maybe from 1250 to 13. Consolidate a while. If the 1250 were to give way, well, we could see more selling. All right, Ken. So that is for Venture. Sila, I hope that helps. All right, who asked about Venture? Let's see. Andy Tan. Okay, Andy Tan, I think you're putting some code there. Would it be okay if you type the name so that we know what is the name? Because some of them I might have covered. I cannot remember all the codes, Andy. Right. Let's see. 𝐒𝐤𝐬, Caroline Ong from YouTube. Caroline 𝐒𝐤𝐬, is it? Let's see. 𝐒𝐤𝐬. Let's take a look at 𝐒𝐤𝐬. Okay, let's see 𝐒𝐤𝐬. Let's take a look at 𝐒𝐤𝐬. So 𝐒𝐤𝐬, one of the stocks that we actually covered, I think a couple of months back. All right, it broke certain resistance like the 30 cents, 40 cents, went all the way up to 52 cents, and then we started to see some selling coming back. I think right now, so longer term trend is up, short term gently pointing up. We saw a retracement all the way down, and it seems like some support have came out maybe around that 40 cents level. So let me just drop for you. I think the range is above the 40 cents. We saw some, buying pressure coming back 40 cents. For the past 2 weeks, rebounded. And in fact, actually over the past few days, right, we actually attempted to break above that 44, right, 44. We were trading below it for like about 2 weeks, and we actually attempted to break above 44, but unfortunately came back down again, and we are back to below that 40 cents. So I think it looks okay, all right. At least we are attempting to break it, to break the 44 cents. But right now, I would say the range would be from 40 cents all the way to like 52. That could become like the rebound target upside. All right. As long as you stay above 40 cents, I think the uptrend still looks quite okay. Right. That's for 𝐒𝐤𝐬. Okay, so I think let me see if I miss any stocks. Okay, so I think let me see if I miss any stocks. Beng Kuang. I think some of you are asking about Beng Kuang. 𝐸𝐹, is it? Who is asking about 𝐸𝐹? Okay, let me just cover one more first. 𝐸𝐹, is it? Who is asking about 𝐸𝐹? Okay, let me just cover one more first. Beng Kuang. I think from YouTube, Venture we have covered. I think from YouTube, Venture we have covered. 𝐒𝐭𝐸𝐸 asking about Beng Kuang. So this is Beng Kuang. Let's see, right? Beng Kuang Marine, I assume, right? So 0.215. Well, I would say that the longer term uptrend is intact, all right, but it seems like it's a little bit more volatile. You can see, right? It goes up, down, up. Now it seems like we're making our way back down towards the same 20 cents support level. So 20 cents is a very key resistance level that we broke above it. Retested, rebounded. Now we are coming back down. I'm not too sure the way we rebound, but I think just watch this support level. If you can hold Now we see signs of the short-term trend reversing from there again. Well, that could be a rebound all the way back to 28 cents. So that's for Beng Kuang Marine, right? Right over here, longer term uptrend intact, just like in the short term, it's a bit more volatile from 20 cents to 28 cents. All right, okay, Ken. Let's see. Okay, AEM, YouTube, AEM. Let's take a look at AEM. Okay, AEM, YouTube, AEM. Let's take a look at AEM. Okay, so this is AEM, right? One of the Singapore tech stocks. Okay, so this is AEM, right? One of the Singapore tech stocks. Let's take a look at it right now. I think who is asking a Bunchin, right? And also we have a Dolly from YouTube asking about AEM as well. So I would say that for AEM, right, it used to be a pretty good stock. I would say since like 2021, 2022, very very strong. One of the top stocks, the leaders in the technology sector. Right, but somewhere around like 1-2 years back, there were some signs of the downtrend actually forming already, right? Just by looking at the moving averages, you can see the red and blue line has turned down. So, of course, where the rate hikes, then the tech stocks sold off. So, started to push down. The trend turned down, red below the blue, consolidated for a while last year. But unfortunately, you can see that we actually broke down this very key support level. That would be the $3. So $3 was a very key support level, right? You can see we were holding above it since last year, rebounded, but after breaking the $3, right, just not good, right? Not good. The trend turned from sideways to down even more, right? So red below the blue, the green line point down, and all the way down, you can see, right? So this is pretty much where we are right now, right? $1.38. So I think the longer term trend is down, unfortunately. In the short term, well, it seems like we may have found some support around the $1.20. So the range is like 120 to 150. If I can give you kind of like a range, is 120 to 150. All right, that's the range. So it's a bit of sideways. I mean, look at the green line. The 20 days moving average line is like flat, up a little bit, down a little bit, flat a bit. So downtrend in the long term, but in the short term, sideways. So just be careful. I mean, we try not to buy when a trend is down in the longer term because you're like kind of against the longer term trend. Does it make sense? All right. So we want to only think about buying when there are some signs of the trend reversing back up in the longer term and also the short term. So if you want to get in a quick one, well, you can trade the range from 120 to 150, right? But just be careful because, as I say, right, if the 120 support breaks down, right, like the $3 broke down, right, and even the $2, look at this, right? So $2, you see, right, it was actually a support level we broke down, went lower, all right. We broke the 150, we went lower. So if the 120 were to break down, can you hit lower to like $1? Yeah, potentially, right? We may see a bit of weakness because, as I say, it's a bit of a downtrend plus a key support level breaks down, we can see more selling. Alright, so that is for AEM. Okay, good. So I think we have pretty much gone on for like more than 1.5. Let's see, right? Almost 1.5 hours already. Alright, okay. So I think just a few more stocks. DBS we've covered, folks, so you can check out the replay. Kasifong, Hong Leong Asia, right? DBS we've covered, folks, so you can check out the replay. We've covered quite. I'm just going to like cover and stay out all the stocks that we covered, but maybe just me cover Hong Leong Asia. Hong Leong Asia. This is Hong Leong Asia right now. Right. Hong Leong Asia. This is Hong Leong Asia right now. Around that 80 cents. Okay, Hong Leong Asia. Maybe a bit of support around that 80 cents here. Right, 80 cents to that 92. Alright, 80 cents 92. I think okay. The longer term trend looks intact. We have found some higher supports along the ways from July. Alright, the support used to be at 60 cents. It became about 65, 72, and now it seems like 80 cents would be a support level. Alright, so this is Hong Leong Asia. I think pretty much just moving sideways from 80 to 92 cents. Alright, okay. So that is for Hong Leong Asia. Okay, let's take a look. Point. Who is asking about this? Point. Point. Who is asking about this? Point. I'm not too sure what stock it is. AVEPOINT. Point. Oh, this is a US stock. Okay, we're looking at Singapore stocks here today. Alright, but okay, let me just cover since you have been very persistent about asking about Point. Who is this, right? Point. Let me just cover very quickly, right? Point. Okay, this is a US stock, guys. Okay, so this is Point. Not too bad if who's the one asking? Point. I think it looks pretty good, right? You can see quite clearly. Longer term uptrend intact. 100 days moving average above the 200 days moving average. In fact, I think we have broken one of the key resistance level. right over here, around the $12 or $12.60 or $12.50. That is where you can see a lot of upside momentum, right? But I think it might have gone up a little bit too fast, too high. So best if you can see a bit of consolidation, right? So it might just maybe a bit of pullback to like near $14 or $13. That could be an entry if you want to think about getting in. But right now seems like a bit of resistance at about that $16. $16. Look at this, right? So this is what we call something like a shooting star right over here, whereby sellers, it went all the way to the high of the day, and then sellers came back and pushed it all the way back down. We've got a long upper shadow on this candle. It just shows like $16 would be a level, or resistance level, whereby some, we may see a bit of obstacle, a bit of profit taking around there, around the $16. So you can pull back a little bit, right? I'm not too sure where, $14 to $15. I think it looks good, just that it's gone up so much, so maybe if you can pull back a little bit, that could be a good entry again. Alright, so that is Point, right? Okay, good. Okay, I think that should be, guys. Let me just go ahead to cover and say all the stocks they have covered today, right? And let me see, right? So we have like Hong Kong Land, Wilmar, Sembcorp Industry, SIA, DPS, OCBC, Genting, Sing, Keppel, SGX, 𝐒𝐶, iFast, Singtel, Sheng Siong, Centurion, SATS, Franken, Geo Energy, CapitaLand Invest, 𝐒𝐤𝐯𝐤 Shipbuilding, ST Engineering, ThaiBev, Venture, 𝐒𝐿𝐻, Beng Kuang, AEM, Hong Leong Asia. Right, so these are all the stocks that we covered, guys. Hopefully these are all stocks that you guys asked as well. Alright, and maybe in the next live session then we'll try to cover more stocks as well. Right, so now I think we have pretty much come to the end already. So I think let me just share with you guys maybe one of the few top Singapore stocks that you want to put in your watch list. How many of you want that? Just type T for top, guys. If you want me to share with you guys some of the top Singapore stocks that perhaps you could put in your watch list for maybe more upside. Especially if I've covered your stocks. Type T for top. Especially if I've covered your stocks as well, right? So let me see. Okay, T, thanks V, Victor, Kasifong. Okay, I'll show you guys T, thanks V, Victor, Kasifong. Okay, I'll show you guys this stock called Reverse Stone. I think maybe some of you have asked just now, not too sure, right? So this is Reverse Stone. I actually set up a note to some of my clients. My clients in Philips Securities. Alright, as I say, guys, if you are not yet a VIP client of mine in Philips Securities, you're like scrolling through YouTube Shorts or TikTok Live, and you are trading. You need a trading account to trade, right? So if you're like buying some stocks and you don't get any services from your own broker, no ideas, no videos, no WhatsApp, nothing, alright, you don't get much service, check it out. The link is in my bio. That's where we add a little bit more value to our clients. We send out some of those top ideas by WhatsApp. And Riverstone, we actually sent out a note yesterday when it actually broke that 0.94 level. Pretty strong volume, right? It broke the 0.94 level. We were trading below the 0.94 level from August to November. I would say about 3 over months. And we broke the 94 level. It was like about 95 or 955. And you can see that we have started to make our way back up. And we are back to this resistance level right over here, $1 to 102, right? That would be where some profit taking is coming back again, right? So even though it's gone up already, all right, now it's like 1.01, all right? We may be attempting to break the $1 to 102, all right? So I think the next few days, if you can go above that 102, maybe 103 or 104 or 105, I think that could spark off more momentum. Targets could be reiterated all the way to the $1.10 level, right? So that is one of the stocks whereby, it was in our watch list couple of months back since the beginning of the year, right? We saw the uptrend forming, but then, over the past 3-4 months, it was a little boring, right? Just moving sideways and sideways, but it seems like it's awoken, right? And we could potentially start to see a bit more upside, especially after that 102 or 103 level, right? So you can put this stock in your watch list. Okay, so that is for Riverstone, one of the stocks that I shared by VIP clients in Philips Securities. Riverstone, right? Riverstone. That is the name. The code is AP4. AP4. All right. If you found this stock useful, guys, just go ahead, do me a favor. Just click on the like or tap on your screen. Show me some hearts and love if you found this stock useful, especially if some of you have received this idea by WhatsApp from me as a client under me in Philips Securities. Thank you so much. Good. So that is the stock on share for you guys, Riverstone. And maybe just one more stock if I can. Okay, good. So that is the stock on share for you guys, Riverstone. And maybe just one more stock if I can share with you guys, Bumi. Bumi Tama Space Agri. Tama covered these stocks, in fact. Agri. Alright, Bumi Tama Space Agri. So we have covered these stocks, in fact, in my previous live as well. It seems like it has gone higher. So why do I like this stock? Well, it seems like the longer term uptrend is very stable and intact, all right, and we were actually consolidating below this like 72, 73 resistance level, all right. So I think we shared it previously. We're consolidating from April below that 73 level, came down. Finally, you can see we broke above this resistance. The 20 days moving average line started to slope up even more. All right, right now, the 20 days moving average line, it is still sloping up, and it seems like we've broken another resistance level, which would be the 80 cents. So 80 cents would now be a new support level, no longer 73. I think that's a little bit too low. All right, so 80 cents, you can see that's where the 20 days moving average line is as well, right over here. All right, resistance wise, quite clearly around 0.85. So I think for Bhumitama Agri, the range is 80 cents to 85 cents. It's a 5 cents range. All right, so as long as you stay above the 80 cents, I think the uptrend looks very intact. Venus might be consolidating a while. All right, moving up and down, up and down, up and down, and eventually pump, right? If you break above the 85, just like what we did from 74, 73, I think that's where upside targets could be right, maybe all the way to that 90 cents level. All right, so that is for Bhumitama Agri. So yep, I think that is Tama Agri, right? Bhumitama Agri. Okay, so yep, I think that is pretty much the end of today's session. Thank you so much for those of you who have stayed all the way to the end. All right, really appreciate it. Right, and if you have not yet followed me on TikTok, guys, go ahead to click on the plus button on my name there, profile name, click on it plus. That is where when we go live, you will not miss out as well, right? So Joey here, thank you so much for staying all the way here. Thank you so much for joining us in this session called the Ask Me Any Stocks. We try to do it once every few weeks just to add a bit more value to our clients, and some of you might be scrolling through as well. Hopefully you guys, I covered the stocks that you guys were asking about as well. All right, so Joey here, thank you so much. All right, I'll see you guys in the next live session. Bye to all of you on YouTube as well. All right, I hope I covered the stocks, and if you want to watch the replay, you can